He's wisely going hard into wood. You can see the berries over here. Why is he not gathering food? I just walked them past the Ottoman base. Maybe we should attack. Oh man, that is such a good intro song. The rock version of it slaps. Loving that. Hope you're all loving it too. We're back with some more Age of Empires. This time something new. Like I said in the last video, we've been queuing up for team games, but not only 2v2s, we're starting to queue up for 3v3s. While we get served them a bit less, we got one. So here we are. I'm playing as the English. I decided to go with the English because of the map Hideout. It's such a short distance to this Ottoman opponent's base. It's just around these trees and you're there. So I wanted to go with an aggressive civilization, one that'll survive early on, and one that can easily defend itself because you kind of get this, I mean, it's called a hideout. You get this circle of trees that rounds your base out, so really your opponents can only attack you from a few angles. My allies similarly went with aggressive civilizations. I have two French allies. One named Matez 1414, and then we've also got Vavdav over here. Vavdav and I are on the edges of this hideout map, so we're likely going to see aggression. We're probably going to be the ones to either win big or lose big. And we are up against an Ottoman player, none other than Leonardo da Vinci. We've also got a Chinese player named Enid back here, and then another French player named Great Chutia over here. A lot of French players in the game. Half the civs in this game are French. So we're going to be seeing a lot of French knights running around. Fortunately, most of them are going to be my allies. We can see over here the Chinese going with a great palisade wall. Vavdav wisely trying to harass the villagers, but these Chinese villagers can put up walls so quickly. They have such a build bonus to it, and it's a smart move here because they do not want to deal with the French knights that are coming their way. Me, I'm going to put on some longbowman pressure here early on. I'm up against an Ottoman opponent. We just have to watch out for Spahi. But as it is, we've just seen a few of the spearmen that got auto-produced by his military school. And I think, yep, that's everyone aging up to the feudal age. Notice I'm bringing the longbowman really close to the villagers and then firing. Notice that he'll pull the villagers. And thanks to our coming forward, we're able to pick off that villager. We would not have gotten that villager if we just started firing from back here. So always bring your units forward before you start attacking, because then you have a chance of actually getting a kill. Here comes some spearmen. They're not going to do well versus these longbowmen. I need to keep my scout away from them. There we go. Pretty sure the longbowmen can take care of these spearmen. And we're also going to target down villagers. Just say like, hey, no gathering gold while I'm here. We're bracing for French knights coming from this French player, although he seems to be duking it out with Vavdav over here. Looks like the wall didn't quite get finished, so they're scrapping over that little gap. We're coming forward with our longbowmen. We're a little exposed here. Yep, looks like the Ottoman player has switched over to Spahi. Smart to do that. We're checking out this landmark, and it's the Sultani Trade Network. So we're actually going to send our scout down to the neutral market to see if any trading is going on. Looks like Vavdav is duking it out with Great Chutia's knights. But the moment these villagers are given a little bit of breathing room, they're going to finish this wall, and that's going to be the end of that. I'm nervous about Spahi suddenly appearing, but I'm still seeing villagers out gathering food. We'll snipe them down. Nice. Great shot there. And yes, we've confirmed there are, in fact, traders on the move here, so we can send these units down south and try and cut off these traders and prevent that gold income from rolling in. Things have been kind of shut down over here. Probably going to go quiet. Not much happening. Over here, we're going to see what we can do with our small group of units as we continue to gather stone and get the occasional upgrade. I think we got, yeah, the faster chopping speed, but nothing else just yet. Scrapping it out. Yep, just French knights and scouts. Oh. Sorry about that. Very excited dogs over here. We're trying to get some more harassment in. I mean, this is a lot of villagers that we want to target down, but this spearman's not going to do it. We need this kind of reinforcement of longbowmen to arrive. And we're hunting for those traders, and we got them. There they were. Great scouting there. I'm really happy that I decided to check out that neutral market. And it looks like Vavdav's got the same idea. He wants to do some trading. He's going to trade with this neutral market. Kind of surprised he's putting his market here. Would much prefer to see it over here. That's the full distance. Maybe he thinks this is more defensible, but honestly, if this wall is up, you could probably hide a market over here and trade the long way. Losing my longbowman to Spahi. We knew this would happen. Eventually, he's going to produce a small ball of them and chase away my units. And now I'm not sure about these. These two spearmen are not going to be able to take on those Spahi. So we need to pivot the other way. Right now, no one knows where these units are, and the scout is providing good vision. We should choose when and where we engage. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? I decide, let's go check out the Chinese player's base. Maybe we can get some villager kills there. Let's check income. Vavdav in the lead with food and wood. My ally, Matez, with gold. Really like seeing that. Great. How are we doing on our second town center? Looks like we need a little bit more stone. Oh, now this is looking promising. Look at these gold mining villagers. We can get some easy kills there. That's great. And look at this Imperial official coming over. He could retreat it inside of this village, but I don't think he's going to think fast enough. Yeah, he pulls it. He doesn't realize he could have garrisoned it right there. Losing my longbowmen to the town center, but I'm just trying to wedge them over here. I'm sure some horsemen or Spahi are on the way right now, so we'll just wedge in here and say, you won't be able to chop wood until you deal with these units. And I'm sure they will shortly. Looks like I'm starting to take the lead in terms of food income. No surprise there. I'm playing as the English. Ooh, some knights raiding Matez. He has knights of his own that he can use to defend, but it looks like he lost maybe 2 villagers there to the small raiding force. And there's the Spahi cleaning up my archers. Not much to be done there. Those longbowmen are done, but we will just put down our second town center and keep pumping spearmen. We need spearmen because we've seen French knights raiding here. We've seen Spahi cleaning up our units here. Let's just get spearmen out. Okay, looks like I'm actually getting also a man-at-arms. Not an awful idea. They can tank a little bit on the front line. Now we're seeing stone being gathered by the Chinese. Still me in the lead with food. And still Vavdav. Okay, Vavdav's being aggressive with wood and gold. Like seeing that. He's coming forward. Got the blacksmith, so he's got the +1 upgrade. He's got 2 stables pumping out. Yep, more Royal Knights. And maybe even a few... oh, yep, gained the chivalry upgrade. Like seeing that. With our second town center up, I'm feeling confident. I just need to defend it. So let's keep getting spearmen. I like this outpost here, not only because it has the arrow slits in placement, but because it'll give that network of castles bonus, which we're probably going to need. Look at all these Spahi coming. I think I ping this and I say, I think I'm going to need help. And fortunately, Matez, who's no longer being raided, he's going to bring his Royal Knights over. And I think we can take this battle. Unfortunately, the Chinese player and Great Chutia, so the French and the Chinese opponents, are gathering their forces. It's a bunch of spearmen and royal knights. Vavdav has only made royal knights. He is not going to win this. We're easily going to win this. This is looking like a complete cleanup. And yeah, we can just move forward, but we need to help out our friend Vavdav. He's losing villagers. He is wisely making towers. He can hide his villagers in them. He needs more places to garrison his villagers. Would probably love to see one over at this mill. Anything to keep his villagers alive. If this happens to you in a team game where multiple players start attacking you and you just don't have the unit composition, or you're just overwhelmed in terms of numbers, this is probably the right move. Put down outposts and just garrison all your villagers. Worst case scenario, you lose all your villagers. That's the worst case scenario. But really the best case scenario is you hide all your villagers. And while you can't make any money, like you'll just be, your economy will basically be at a standstill, at the very least you can resume and get your economy running again without having lost all these villagers. So better to be kind of have your economy frozen rather than destroyed. So garrison those villagers. They'll shoot arrows, even if it's not very effective versus these French knights. We're at least counter-raiding over here. Matez is doing good work on all of these Ottoman villagers. Big pickups here. Love the target firing of the villagers. That's really good. He can always just ride out. Me, I only have a few troops left. We kind of duked it out with more of the Ottoman troops, but we can at least sweep down to the trading outpost and see what's going on down there. Over here, right when my spearmen arrive, is when Great Chutia, the French player, decides to retreat. So I feel bad that I arrive in Vavdav's base right when all the action is over. But I mean, these units are so slow. I'm running from the far side of the map. I'll at least leave them here. I think I pull them back. Yeah, I'm just going to put them on a patrol route through his base, because if those French knights come back, he's going to be in trouble. But you can see, I mean, he's got his villagers back working. His economy is not as crushed as the Ottoman players. You can see that this Ottoman player is just... Leonardo da Vinci's got nothing going for him. At least Vavdav's gathering food and gold. He can use that to produce royal knights, which are effective at almost any stage of the game. Oh, and he's getting a second town center. I didn't notice this. We're looking to check out that neutral market, see if there's anything to destroy. We're just going to keep sending troops that way because our French ally, Matez, is just getting more villager kills here. Yeah, he's figured it out. He's like, oh, I should be making outposts. I should be defending myself. But it's a little too late. And yep, down at the market, we're actually finding Chinese traders. Look at that. But we're going to get a few stabs here. They count as cavalry, so the spearmen do bonus damage versus them. These French knights have caused some real damage out here. I like seeing that. Okay, Vavdav is stabilizing. Matez is not producing villagers. I'm not really sure what's going on. Definitely producing knights. That's good, but I don't know why villagers are not in the queue. You gotta keep making villagers all game, no matter what. Though I think Matez was the unranked player in this game. I think Vavdav and I were platinum. Matez was unranked, and then all of our opponents were gold. So kind of an interesting composition of ranks in this matchup. And I like this move from Vavdav. He's getting down walls. He's got these outposts ready to go. Looking good. And he's always got my spearmen patrolling back and forth. Me, I'm aging up. We get our King's Palace. That puts us on 3 town centers. Our economy is about to explode. All we need to do is stay alive for a little bit. That's why we're putting down stone walls. We'll probably move our army over to these stone walls so that we can secure the construction of them, because they take a while. Amazingly, this market has just continued to produce traders for Vavdav, so he's getting a little bit of gold coming in. And now a huge group of Royal Knights from our French opponent, Great Chutia, have rolled up. I cannot finish this wall. We're going to have to back away. We'll come back later. We'll send some spearmen in, but suddenly, oh, more horsemen from the Ottoman. Oh no, this is the Chinese. They would be Spahi if they were Ottoman. But, oh, and here comes some Spahi. So a big cavalry army, a few spearmen in the mix. I'm not scared of this army. We've mostly made spearmen and man-at-arms. And we're going to get, we've got veterancy on the way for our spearmen, and we're underneath the outpost. So we're going to get additional attack speed. These knights, they're okay, but they're just not effective against any kind of specific unit. And these spearmen are going to lose out to my longbowmen. Yeah, look at all the spearmen in here. And they're just not quite engaging. I mean, good charge from the French knights. But he's right next to my unit production. I mean, spearmen are coming out and immediately engaging. This is a heck of a battle. Look at them duking it out here. I think we're gonna come out on top. Yeah, look at that. It was a big turnaround. It's just because we had all these spearmen in the mix and they were all attacking faster. It was just a slaughter. I'm very surprised how quickly and easily we won that. Vavdav's going to put on some pressure. He's breaking through this palisade wall. He wants to find French villagers in here, and he just might find them. Yep, he's looking. He's trying to find where they are. Where are they chopping wood? There is the guild hall, because our French opponent aged up to the castle age. He and I are the only ones in the castle age right now. Now we're securing the construction of this wall. That's looking good. We've got a huge army here, and the Ottoman player is not going to be sending anything our way that we can't handle. So we're actually going to push forward, put down some battering rams, and start attacking his military production over here. Looking a lot more secure over with Vavdav. And now these knights are swinging around. They don't want to engage with these spearmen. He's just looking for easy villager kills. And that's another town center from Vavdav. He understands that he needs to catch up. Matez still not producing villagers. Not sure what's going on here. It doesn't even look like he's playing. Some archery ranges on the way, but it's kind of like his game just kind of stopped right here. A little weird. Down here, it looks like Vavdav found some good villagers to kill. This is where the French player is gathering his gold. Down here, we're getting some real wins. If anyone is way ahead this game, it's me. I haven't been harassed. I haven't lost any villagers this game. We're in the castle age. We have 3 town centers. We're producing villagers nonstop, and we're just getting further ahead. We're also getting blacksmith upgrades. Those are coming in. And we're putting a stop to this trading as well. The only thing I'm particularly worried about is if the Chinese opponent surprises us with a big army that I just don't have the units for. But as it is, we've got these tanky man-at-arms moving in. They're going to do great against this arrow fire. And we've stalled the Ottoman economy completely. He's gathering up some gold, but it's not enough. Vavdav is stabilizing. He's getting back into the game with his 3 town centers. And Matez, I don't know. He's just not producing villagers. Almost like he's just not playing the game anymore. Scout running away. Let's see. Is Matez back? Well, seems like he's still producing an army. And yeah, he makes it to the castle age at least. Maybe he was saving up. We're going to send more units down south. Yep, we're looking for villagers and we're finding them. Vavdav and his Royal Knights could do some damage here, but these are Chinese villagers. I like this because now I'm going to be less surprised by what the Chinese can throw our way. If their economy is in tatters, we don't have to really worry about what they're doing. And these battering rams are going to work. We've almost taken down the trade network. We're probably going to lose our longbowmen here to these horsemen, but that's okay. Units down here getting good kills. We're also finding those traitors. We can knock them out. Checking economies. The Ottoman player is gone. Matez, pretty low. Same with the Chinese player. Vavdav and I mean, I'm like twice what Vavdav has, but he and I are walking away with the economy here. We're cleaning up. Pretty amazing that the Ottoman player was able to make it to the Castle Age. I don't know where he found the resources, but he did. And this is a little annoying because it's just me attacking right now. My French allies are just kind of doing their own thing, I guess. They are making more units, but I'm really the only one on the offensive here. So I wouldn't be surprised if oh, okay, yeah, there are some French knights out here putting a stop to trade. But I wouldn't be surprised if my army gets crushed by some combined force. I really need my French allies to step up and put on some aggression. I've bought them so much time, I don't really know what else they're waiting for. We're gathering up gold. We're gathering up more stone from these large deposits. We're also playing the religious game. We've got a monastery with 1 relic already. We've captured this sacred site, and we're hoping to grab up more of these relics. And nice, this stone wall is almost done. Making more rams, but we're just going to abandon it. I don't like all these horsemen coming our way. We can't really do much about cavalry with these units. I've kind of neglected making spearmen in the meantime. But we do have a trebuchet, and that's going to work on the towers and eventually this town center. Okay, here's a little bit of a move from our French allies. It looks like Vavdav's putting down a stone wall. But man, I'm still harassing this Ottoman player. He's basically out. So it feels like 3v2, but I'm worried that I'm just going to get crushed, and then I'll have to turn to my French allies for some kind of support. We're going to see how much we can get. We're getting so many more villager kills. We're really working on the town center. We're just waiting, bracing for when a big Chinese and French army shows up. And oh, I think that looks like a Chinese horseman. Oh, and there's all the veteran royal knights. Look at that. These are all ranged units. They're not going to do well versus these knights. We'll need to cancel these battering rams and back up or just fight it out. These units aren't really going to make it back home, so we might instead just preserve our siege units. Get the trebuchet behind the stone wall, get the springall behind the stone wall, and once we get a fresh batch of spearmen, we'll be feeling a lot more confident about attacking. And we're going to get those spearmen. We put down so many more barracks, and we're even filling out the rest of our production with more stables and archery ranges. And we're also aging up. We just made it to the Imperial Age. We're going to get enclosures for our farms, and we're going to start producing armies from the Wingard Palace. Yeah, we're gathering up. We should be able to deal with... you'll just see a stream of units that are meant for killing French knights streaming from my base. Yeah, it's just... spearmen, man-at-arms. We'll probably even see some crossbowmen in the mix. And I like seeing all the spring alts coming out. Why not win the siege war before it begins? And finally, the French allies of mine are combining their forces. This is a good Castle Age army from Matez. This is a good Feudal Age army from Vavdav. Not sure why Vavdav's still just in the Feudal Age. I mean, he's got 3 town centers. I figured he'd be up there by now. But this is what we're looking for. They're going to have to pull their armies back or engage with mine. I'd be more than happy if they engaged with mine. We have so many spearmen. They're elite. They have good upgrades. We'll take on all those French knights whenever. Bring them on. Over here, this army is just... I mean, if it ran into just huge spearmen and... maybe horsemen, they'd probably lose, but this will beat nearly anything. If these two armies act in conjunction, there's not much our opponents can do. It's a huge amassing of Royal Knights. So while we're putting on more aggression down here, we're just not letting the Ottoman player back up. And it's probably a good idea. I mean, they can produce units for free, so even if their economy is in tatters, they can still do something. And we're putting up markets to do some long-distance trading. We might need it. But over here, oh, this is the real story. All these French knights from the great Chutia, they just get slaughtered. These are veteran royal knights with the bloodline upgrade from Matez. It looks like he's back. He's ready to play. And man, that's so many knights. They just cannot engage. And yeah, now the Chinese player who had some buildings over here, he's losing out. And over here, once this castle comes up, we can just keep producing siege units since it can produce whatever we want. We'll probably try and grab that network of citadels upgrade, but I think that's about it. Our opponents tap out. It was a fun game. 3v3 is wild. It's a tough map for it. I don't think a lot of people like Hideout, but I enjoyed how aggressive it was, and the mix of skill, it was interesting, but we'll see what happens in future 3v3 games. Catch you there.